Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've been on here, but I'm back with another video and today we're going to get right into this. So let's talk about Publix. We're going to talk about the hiring process, the application, the interview, and just what it's like. I'm a cashier, so I'm only going to talk about my position. Orientation, we're not going to talk about pay because from what I know, every store is different. It depends on the franchise and the owner and things like that. I actually have a friend who works at Publix, but we work in two different counties, and she actually makes a whole $1.25 less than I do. So we're not even gonna discuss pay because I do not want to get anybody's hopes up in making as much as I make or whatever the case may be. So let's talk about the application. So from I've been applying to Publix since probably 2017. So yeah, it's 2020. It's very hard to get into. Let me just put that out there. And I've been there for 30 days, so that's why I'm doing this video, because I've been there long enough to be able to say what it's like and things like that. So I know that you need open availability. If you don't have open availability, you have to like be available at least a lot. I was available from Sunday to Friday. I kind of actually only feel like I got this job because of the whole COVID-19 situation. School was closed, my other job was closed, so my availability was more open. Um yeah, so but availability is like the main thing. If you don't have no experience, that's okay. If you have a disability, that's okay. You understand? But availability is big, and you have to be available at least one day of the weekend. You don't have to be available both, okay, but you have to be available at least one day of the weekend. So I put Sunday to Friday. The only thing that was kind of iffy with me is the hours. I was only available in the day because my daughter's in daycare, so I would like to work while she's in school and be home with her in the evening. So yeah, even though daycares are closed now, my availability still remains the same with being available in the daytime. And just because let me just put this out there. I put 9 to 3, but I've never worked a 9 to 3. So let me put that out there. If you're going into this and you're calculating your hours, like, listen, I need to work 35 hours a week, and don't do that because you're not going to get it. Honestly, I've never even worked 20 hours a week as yet. But I don't know if that's because of with everything that's going on or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so that's that. So that's the application. So let's talk about getting that phone call for that interview. I applied on Wednesday, and by Friday I received a call to come in for an interview the next day, which was Saturday. Now, everybody's situation is going to be different, way different, because I've heard that it takes you 2 to 3 weeks to get a phone call, and that even when you do get the phone calls for the interview is probably like 3 days from there, and then from there, like, I've heard many different stories. So yeah, so my sister applied the Thursday. So the day after I applied, my sister applied, and she still hasn't received a call to this day, and it's been about 6 weeks. So she still hasn't received the call. She's been calling, leaving her name, leaving her number, and she's still not getting through. My store specifically is no longer hiring. I did try to help her get in there, but as for other stores, she's been calling, leaving her name and number, and she hasn't received a phone call yet. So but I do recommend, calling, and so that they know your name and stuff like that, just to keep calling and getting an update on your application or whatever the case may be. So my interview was for Saturday, 11 a.m. So boom, I go for my interview. So I was interviewed by the store manager. So she starts off with telling me about herself and how she got into Publix, and then a little history about Publix, how they opened up, who started it, and then she gave me a little background about how she got to be the store manager. She actually started in when she was 14, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes to my turn. Tell me about yourself. I hate getting this question at an interview. Like, honestly, I never know what to say. I say the same thing every time. I want to say something extra, something extravagant, something to make these people feel like, you know what, we gotta hire her. You feel me? But I always say the same boring thing every time. So yeah, told her about myself, and then we discuss availability, just making sure that what I put on the application was accurate, and if that's still true with everything that was going on or whatever the case may be. and if I was ever willing to work, you know, outside of my availability. I let her know, no, I'm not willing to work outside my availability. Then she asked me, well, why do you have other things going on? This question kind of threw me off guard, because I just felt like, if I'm telling you I'm available during this time, why would you ask me why not? But anyway, I just let her know, like, my daughter, childcare, blah blah blah. So she understood or whatever. She was like, I was just asking because, you know, sometimes people call out, or sometimes we have all of our people but we just need extra hands, especially with this whole COVID-19 thing going on. We're hiring a lot of people, blah blah blah. I told her, like, you know, that wouldn't be something that I would be able to do due to childcare reasons. So now she goes, okay, so I'm gonna give you 4 different positions, and I want you to give me an order of what you of your preference. So she told me deli, bakery, customer service, or cashier. So I chose cashier first, customer service, bakery, and then deli. Deli I put last because I've never worked with a meat cutter and stuff like that, so I didn't want to, you know, even though they're gonna teach me anyway. So she said, okay, that's nice, but I was actually gonna put you in deli. That's where we need people the most. And I was like, you know, I'm fine with that. She was like, I'm assuming that you chose cashier because as I see on your resume, that's where you have the most experience. And I said, yes, like, I'm comfortable in the register. I've worked in a grocery store before back in Trinidad, so I know how, you know, I know how it operates, that you need codes for produce and things like that. And she was like, okay. And she was like, but would you be willing to work in the deli? And I'm like, yeah, like, that's fine. Like, money is money for me right now. I have a kid, so, you know, like, I need the money. My other job is closed, and, you know, whether I get hired here or somewhere else, money still has to come into play, even if I don't like the position that I'm originally hired with. She said, okay. So she told me that they were still gonna be conducting interviews, and that she would call me the Monday if she was interested in me. So Monday morning at 11 a.m. I got a phone call. Hi, are you still interested in the position here? Blah blah. We would like to call you in for a drug test. I went in to do the drug test that same day, and basically, like, they put this thing in your mouth. Like, you have to sit in front of them when you do the drug test. It's not like urine or anything, it's in your mouth. So you can't eat or drink 10 to 15 minutes before the test, and then you have to sit with them for 15 minutes with the thing inside of your mouth. You can't talk, you can't, like, move your mouth, nothing, because it completely throws it off. And then she told me about orientation, asked me if that date was okay with me, because my store only does orientations on Saturdays. I don't know if it's other stores, only on Saturdays. So yeah, from 9 to 4:30. So boom, orientation now on Saturday. I went in, and in the beginning he was just telling us again, like, the history of Publix and things like that, and a little bit about himself. We met with he's the customer service manager. So yeah, he did that, told us about himself, how he got into Publix, how he was young and he worked his way up, and that how what he loves about this company is that there's always room to grow. And that's true. As long as I've been there, I can definitely tell you there is room to grow. Like, if you are trying to become a manager, CEO, whatever, Publix, like, I would definitely recommend Publix for, you know, moving on up, for a job that's gonna help you you know, get up there. So yeah, so, and then we discussed, you know, safety guidelines and stuff like that. And then we did the tour. So no matter what your position is or what position you applied for, anything like that, that does not necessarily mean that that's the only place that you're going to be. For the tour, we had to tour everything. We had to tour the pharmacy, we toured the grocery itself, we toured produce, we toured seafood, we toured the deli, we toured the stock, we toured the aisles, we toured the cashier, of course, we toured the customer service, we toured the management, where the management room, we toured where meetings will be held, we toured the room where they check fake bills, we toured the bakery, we toured where they make the sandwiches, we toured where they do the cakes, we toured the where the garbage goes. Like, we toured every inch of that store. We toured. It kind of went over the time. So he had ended up having to give us an hour lunch break, but the lunch break is always usually a half an hour. So he told us how to clock in, how to clock out, or whatever. And then when we went back, it was time to go on the computers and watch the videos. let's talk about these videos. First of all, these videos, some of these videos are 45 minutes long. Some of these videos are 60 minutes long. Okay, I'm not exaggerating. That is an accurate number that I'm giving you guys. Okay, them videos was long. So that day we didn't finish the videos. They told us to come back on the Monday. The Monday from 9 to 2. Monday 9 to 2 I was there, still didn't finish the videos. And I didn't even take a lunch break. Came back Tuesday to do it, still didn't finish. I had probably like 6 videos left at this point, and she was just like, this is the last day, like we need people out there now. So I wasn't on schedule again till like 4 days after that. But yeah, I went in, I did what I had to do. They showed me how to clock in because like I kind of forgot from orientation. So yeah, so we did the clock in together, and then they made me bag. So for the first 2-3 days you're gonna be bagging just to, you know, watch the cashier that you are shadowing. So for the first day I bagged. You're basically just watching how they greet the customers, how they help the customers, pricing inquiry, how you get cigarettes from behind the customer service desk, how do you ring up bulk items, like if it's a bag of ice, a case of water. You saw how they put the codes in, and yeah, so yeah. Also, like for baggers, like if they need you to go outside with them, you have to go outside with them, and like they're not allowed to tip you and stuff like that. So I was a bagger, even though nobody asked me to go outside, even though nobody had asked me to go outside with them, and my original position was cashier. And on that specific day, if a customer had asked me to go outside with them, I would have had to go outside with them. So yeah, so day 2 was bagging again, but this time me and the cashier, we took turns. So she would, like, if it was a short order, she would let me ring it up and she would bag. And then day 3, she was just like, why am I still training her? Like, she's perfectly fine. Like, this girl is not ordinary. She needs to be on her own. She should have been on her own since yesterday. Like, but then again, I did have grocery experience, I do have cashier experience, and ultimately, like, I'm a fast learner, like, to be honest, like, and that's with anything. So yeah, so they was like, you know what, we're gonna go get her a drawer. Let's see if she's as good as you say she is, and if she's not, we're coming back for you. So she's like, no, I'm telling you. So yeah, they just threw me on the register, and that was it. Here I am today. It's been a little bit over a month since I've been there, and haven't had any issues. Let's talk about clocking out. So when it comes to clocking out, like the first few days, it was just like, go ahead. Like, you know, it's your time, you go ahead. They do not count your draws. So before you go in, you don't count your, before you sign in on your register, you do not count your draw. When you leave, you do not count your draw. So that you do not have to go through that hassle, which I love, because sometimes, like when I used to work at Burger King, if I get off at 2, I gotta wait for my relief to come, first of all, and then I still gotta wait to count my register, wait for my manager to count my register, take the money out, put the new money in. It was a lot. And so if I had to leave at 2, I'm really leaving at 3, and I hated that. So yeah, so you don't have to do your till report here at my store. Yeah, but then after a while, I don't know if somebody got in trouble or whatever the case may be, but they were just like, you need to wait for someone to relieve you. So let me tell you guys what I do, because I like consistency, and I go by what the schedule says. So if the schedule says I'm leaving at 3, I expect to be clocking out by 3:05. So let me tell you what I do. If I know I'm supposed to leave at 2 o'clock, at 1:55, I start slowing things down, cleaning things up, like letting them see me clean things up. I do not cut off my register light. At 2 o'clock, I will signal for a manager, and I would say, can I go? They were like, yes, thank you for waiting for your relief. Or sometimes, like, I'll lose track of time, and I'll just be, and it'll be like 2:02, and then they'll be like, Shaquilla, cut off your light. Take the customers that's there in your line, but after that, that's it. Yeah, and then sometimes people will see your light off and still come, and you know, Publix is like a big company, so you know, they have a reputation. So even though you're supposed to leave at 2 and it's now 2:10, and somebody comes in your line, even though they see you cleaning up, they see you packing up, and your light is off, you still have to take that person. You cannot turn a customer away. You have to help them. You cannot turn a customer away. Somebody comes and you're now about to clock out and somebody comes, hey, where do I find this? You have to go with that person and show them where to find it. From what I've seen in the videos, the number one thing to do is never to just say, oh, aisle 15. You go with them and you make sure that they find what they're looking for. And if they do not find what they're looking for, then you get a manager, or you find a stock person and ask them, well, is this ran out, or do you still have to bring something? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so overall, do I like Publix? I love it. I love the job. I like the people. I have some really nice coworkers. Like, they're so welcoming. Like, they're so nice. Even when they didn't know me, it was just like, hi, how are you? Or whatever case may be. Uniform. Let's discuss uniform. So for a cashier, the uniform is a white button-down short sleeve shirt, a green vest, black pants, black sneakers. You're not allowed to have your nose ring in. You're not allowed. You only could wear stud earrings, and my rings have to be removed. If you're gonna wear a necklace, it needs to be inside of your thing. As for your shirt, it does not have to be inside of your pants because your vest is covering it. If you want to wear a cardigan because it's cold, you can. Just has to be one solid color, not a bunch of stripes. Doesn't have to be black. As for makeup, you're allowed to wear makeup. Just don't come in there with green, pink, purple, blue eyeshadow. You know, keep it like simple, natural, whatever the case may be. And as for hair, you're not allowed to have your hair colored or like any wild styles. They prefer your hair pulled back, so I cannot wear my hair out like this. No, I'm cute. Yeah, you can't wear your hair out like this. You have to keep it back or like up, just out of your like face. So yeah, so that's it. So I'm going to show you guys the uniform now. So this is the uniform. I have my pants hanging on the hanger here. So this is the top. This is the vest with your name tag here. Okay, has 2 pockets. Now for the uniform, of course they give you the top and the vest. They give you 2 tops, 2 vests. The pants and the shoes you have to get on your own. But yeah, if you do need extra, you do have to pay for it. Or like if one top gets ruined and you can no longer wear it anymore, you will bring it in and they'll trade that one in. Yeah, so that's how it goes. So this is how I usually look in my uniform. Keep my hair down, and yeah, this is my top. I'm not gonna show you guys my pants and everything because, you know, it's black, nothing spontaneous about that. So yeah, this is how you wear it. This is the uniform. And hold on, wait, I need a thumbnail. Okay, minus the hoops. Okay guys, the hoops is a no-no. So yeah, so this is the uniform. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And for anybody who watched this video because you just had an interview or because you applied, I wish you the best of luck. This job is the highest paying job that I've ever had in my 23 years of life. I love it. And yes, good luck everybody. Bye. Thank you for watching.